A violent domestic incident, a shocking police report, and now, the very woman who was nearly choked to death is asking the court to let him come home. But Judge Boyd isn't buying it. And when the defendant rolls his eyes in court, she erupts.
The reason why we're here is because he choked you. And the reason why this is reduced to a Class A misdemeanor, I'm sure it's because maybe you didn't want to come in and testify. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 3065, State of Texas versus Christopher Dunning. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Ricardo Briones for Mr. Christopher Dunning.
And are you Christopher Dunning?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We're here for sentencing. You entered a plea of no contest and applied for deferred adjudication on May 13th. According to your plea bargain agreement, the state proceeded on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family as a Class A misdemeanor, and the state recommended deferred adjudication. All right, and we're here. Thank you. We're here for sentencing. Any witnesses, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe Lori Dunning is in the courthouse, in the courtroom. I would like to call her as a witness.
All right, Miss Dunning, if you'll come forward. Hello.
Good afternoon,
Good
Your Honor.
afternoon. Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
It's Lori Lynn Dunning.
All right. Defense, it's your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Lori, can you spell your first name for the court reporter?
Yes, it's Lori.
And you go by Lori Lynn. It's your middle name.
Lynn is my middle name, Lynn.
And Ms. Dunning, what is your relation to Chris Dunning?
He's my husband.
And were you the complainant in this case?
Yes,
Okay. And as you know, the court agreed to give him deferred adjudication probation.
yes,
Are you in agreement that he can have contact with you?
yes, I am.
Okay. Right now, generally, these things are given a no contact order. Are you asking the court today to modify that to a no harmful or injurious contact order?
Yes, I am.
And how long have you all been married?
We've been together since 2000, right after 9/11, 2001, but we've gotten married in 2004.
And as far as you know, you haven't filed for divorce. You want to continue being in a relationship with him, correct?
Correct.
And you would like him to be able to do his community supervision at y'all's residence, correct?
That's correct.
Great. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
No question.
All right. So do y'all have any children in the household?
No, we have no children.
All right. So you said y'all were married, but when did you first meet him?
It was right after 9/11, so 2001.
And so this physical abuse that happened, is that the first time?
Yes.
All right. So what caused it?
I believe our marriage was not in the best shape. Both of us, I think, had become complacent and just weren't taking care of each other ourselves. And I think he was dealing with some mental health issues. We're both nurses, so I could identify what I thought was maybe some bipolar issues that, based on my inattention maybe to the marriage, I think it threw him into some paranoia and behaviors that he's never exhibited before.
All right. I understand that you're saying that there were things that were happening in the marriage or things that you were going through.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how it escalated though to what I read in the police report.
It was just a various accumulation, I think, of I think I disconnected and withdrew a lot. That took him into a state of, he felt I was leaving and like taking everything, and I think he lost control. So he was seeing his life fall apart right there.
Mhm. So, because it became very violent from what I'm reading.
Yes.
And so I understand that maybe things are happening in the marriage. And I can't force people to do counseling because for counseling, you need two people. And part of the conditions that I set is supposed to be conditions to protect all parties involved. And I know you're an adult, he's an adult, but sometimes as an adult, we have to be protected from ourselves. And what I can tell you is what I will do is
When even the victim is asking for leniency, the court faces a moral crossroads. But Judge Boyd keeps her focus on public safety.
he needs some treatment under his belt before I allow him to have contact with you. And when I say treatment under his belt, I mean he needs to do some violence courses. I know the agreement that you made with the family violence prosecutors were to reduce this, but it's saying that he choked you. And you know, choking somebody where they're having problems breathing, that's very up close and personal. And it's not something, from what I'm reading in the police report, it's not something where you're doing something from a distance. That's sort of like up close and personal. And then you have to hold it for a while for somebody not to be able to breathe. So I'm not trying to destroy your marriage. Sometimes people have to go through their marriage and go for it as long as they want to. But I need to just make sure that he has some classes or something where he can internalize what his role in this was, right? I know you're saying that you had a role to play in this as well, but I'm only here for the fact that he choked you in anger. And so I need to make sure that he receives the counseling that he needs, because otherwise, this relationship is not going to work anyway. Because whatever issues you all had before he got to this point, those issues still exist. It's just that y'all have not been discussing them because he's in custody at the Bexar County Jail. So what I find in cases like this, individuals need to work on themselves. While I'm forcing him to work on himself, you need to work on yourself as an individual. Then once everybody, you and he both, are able to look at your relationship objectively and see if this is a relationship that truly should continue or not, you'll be in a better position to make that determination. So for now, I'm not going to allow any contact. He can come back in 3 months. By then, he should have done some classes because I'm going to order the batterers intervention prevention classes for him. And he's shaking his head over there upset now. So that tells me he needs to be in some classes because he's not internalizing and he doesn't understand the reason why we're here is because he choked you. And the reason why this is reduced to a Class A misdemeanor, I'm sure it's because maybe you didn't want to come in and testify. And the state is still trying maybe to protect you by having some form of probation for him. So that's where we are. I'm not going to allow contact. That's where we are.
May I say?
Sure.
Okay, so the incident I know was over a year ago. Chris, for his reasons, had a bond out and didn't turn himself in. So we have been living together for the last year with no incidences or fear that I fear from him. And I think that says a lot. I do agree on the counseling for both of us and him.
I mean, here's the thing. It's 3 months for him to start classes. neither of us are teenagers here. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's 3 months, it's the end of the world. It's 3 months. As we can tell, time goes by quickly. Heck, it's almost Christmas. And that's come around very quick. We're almost about to be into 2025. And what I can tell you, what I have discovered sometimes, people are on their best behavior when they have cases pending. And you know why they're on their best behavior when they have cases pending? Because they don't want to go back to jail. And sometimes, and we can go off the record, sometimes I've been a defense attorney and I've represented people who've been charged, both males and females, with being violent with their partner. And you know what I would always tell them? You had better be the nicest person you can be. You had better get your life in order. Here's some counseling. Would they take that advice? Sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't. My only job was to represent them and get them a favorable outcome. And you know what ended up happening? 9 times out of 10, maybe 2 years later, I get a phone call. They're charged with another assault case against the same person or either against someone else. And you know why that's the case? Because when you have charges that are pending, whatever the issue was that made them be violent, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's just sitting in the closet waiting for itself to come out. All right. All right. But thank you so much for coming in. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We can go back on the record. This is what the court is going to order.
This wasn't just a verbal argument. It involved choking. That's why the court refuses to rush back into anything.
The court is going to place you on 2 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. I'm going to order the BIPP course. There's to be no contact with Lori, Lori, Dunning, until further notice, and probation. Once he has completed, been in the BIP course for at least 3 months, you can always come back and the court will reconsider. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days.
I'm disabled.
Pardon?
I'm disabled.
All right, just a second. Proof of employment within 30 days or proof of SSI. What's your disability?
Head injury.
All right, proof of SSI within 30 days. If not, there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And just a second.
Despite living together for a year without incident, Judge Boyd reminds us, people behave best when they're being watched.
I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month. It's to be random. And so for the first 3 months, 1 time per month, and then thereafter to be random, but no less than 1 visit every 3 months. There is to be 80 hours of community service restitution. He can either do the 80 hours of community service restitution, or I'll allow him to pay $7.25 per hour to a charity of his choice. It can either be San Antonio Food Bank, or if he wants to pay $50 to Crime Stoppers, he can pay $50 to Crime Stoppers. In just 1 moment. And we'll do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services, or if he has his own personal doctor, he can go to his personal doctor. Probation, is there anything else that's needed? All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? Sir, is there anything else you need from the court?
Well, I have to go back to jail.
No, you'll be released. You just cannot live with your wife.
Okay.
All right. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes.
Where do I go? I don't have any family or anywhere to go.
You can go to Haven for Hope. You can go to Lifetime Recovery.
Is that across the street? Do you have directions?
Oh, their probation will let you know where that's located at.
And will they provide me with counseling?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you.